Hello everybody, my name is Zach, aka the Weather Gamer, bringing you the LDL season recap. I am about 35 minutes removed from losing to Jake in quarterfinals, so I'm still raw and kind of just not happy, so just informing ahead of time. But I want to talk about LDL. I just want to put it behind me and walk away and just, vent, because I don't really wish to continue to stew on this. I mean, WWC is a lost season. Academy, if I lose, which you might have seen already, is lost. TBC, I got dropped in week 1, so I don't know when that goes up compared to this. You would have seen me get dropped in week 1, you might have seen me get dropped in week 2. So I'm just in a bad mood as far as leagues go. So, but I just want to talk about, I don't know what note I have for this season. Finished 3-2 plus 1, finished in 7th. I did qualify for playoffs, that's after taking over the team. So career-wise, I'm 85 and 114, minus 154. Gen 8, I'm 18 and 17 for right now, minus 23. So that's still kind of close, but again, I have 2 leagues unaccounted for going into that. Playoffs, I'm still looking for my first victory in Gen 8. 0-2, 3-7 overall. So as far as the season goes, I could have been 4-1. I really could have, but I got crit versus Blaze. If you give that crit back, I go 4-1. I probably am the 6th seed, so I don't play Jake, and maybe I slip through. So I don't know, but it was a decent season. I got very lucky versus Looney because he missed a hurricane, so I guess you give that game to him, and I'm right back where I am. I will be going back to LDL. I know they're going to try and go Wi-Fi, so I definitely want to play Wi-Fi LDL. I definitely want to go back to LDL. It was fun, barring the quarterfinals, just getting beat down that way. So, but no, I enjoyed LDL. It's a good league. That's why I'm partnered with them. I definitely want to play it again. So, I don't know. It was such a short season. I don't have a lot to talk about, really, because I only played 6 games total. I finally got to draft Sun, which was really cool. I'm really happy that I got to draft Sun. I wish I'd had Torkoal, but I do enjoy Sun. Sun, Sand, Rain, 3 very fun weathers. Screw Hail, because Hail's stupid. So I guess I just talk about the Mons, what little use I got out of them. Nobody, because it was such a short season for me and I changed the entire team, literally nobody broke into the top 25. Venusaur checks in at 39 now. This is the second time I used it. It went 6-4 in LDL. Went 0-1 the last. I don't even remember the last time I used Venusaur, to be perfectly honest, but I've used it one other time. Venusaur is the superior Sunmon, in my opinion. It's just a goat in Sun. It's tanky. It has so many different sets you can run. It really, truly is just a nightmarish mon to try and deal with. The fact that it gets Weather Ball, so it gets Hidden Power Fire still, which also can be used as Hidden Power Water, or Hidden Power Rock, or Hidden Power Ice, depending on if you're playing against other weather teams. It needs a physical poison move, and it would be beautifully perfect, because that's really the only thing that it's missing is a physical poison type move. If it got Poison Jab, Venusaur would be perfect, because it can run physical, Earthquake, Power Whip sets, and it gets Swords Dance. It can run special sets because of growth, which helps the physical sets too, but Giga Drain and like all its special move pool, Sludge Bomb, Sludge Wave, or actually I don't think you get Sludge Wave, I think it just gets Sludge Bomb. But anyways, Venusaur can be a really cool, it's just such a good utility mon on Sun. I ran Blunder Policy in case I missed a Power Whip, so I had +2 speed even outside of Sun. I ran Physical. I got Thriller with Physical on week 1. Well, the first week I played Thriller and I got him with a Physical one. Because everyone thinks, oh, Venusaur is going to be special in Sun with Growth and Giga Drain and Earth Power and Sludge Bomb. Or Weather Ball. Nope. Physical. Power Whip. Get nay-nayed. No, but that's also the duality of Sun that I love so much. Is because the majority of Sun abusers, you can run different directions. At least the ones that I like. I've never used Mega Doom, obviously. Heliolisk is definitely more of a special attacker. But the 2 core that I had, which leads into G-Max Charizard, the 2 core that I had, perfect. I can run physical Charizard with Dragon Dance and not run Solar Power and murder my special attack. Or I run Solar Power and run physical Venusaur, or I run double special, or I run double physical. Like, there is a huge variety of things that Sun can do. It is by far, in my opinion, the most versatile of the weathers, and so that's why I'm really happy that it worked out for me the first time. I wish I had drafted it sooner, but Venusaur G-Max Charizard. I will say I don't care for G-Max Charizard. I don't really care for G-Maxes as a whole, I've come to learn. Like, it's fun using them. I will definitely use them again in Wi-Fi leagues that allow them. Like Copperaja and APA was fun, but I don't necessarily think they're all that, really. So, G-Max Charizard was perfectly fine. I'm glad I got to use it once. I'm glad I got to use it on Sun, because it just hits like a truck. I just don't like the fact it doesn't get Roost, it doesn't get old generation moves, because it can only use the moves that are available in Gen 8 for raids. So, unfortunately, Roost isn't an egg move, so you can't transfer it over. So, like, I like Charizard G-Max, but if I'm going to use Sun and I'm going to use a Charizard, I'm going to use standard Charizard over G-Max. Just because I can run Solar Power and Roost. And I was going to run Life Orb Solar Power Roost, so I definitely think that G-Max Charizard is a broken and good mon, but as far as what I'm going to do, nah, not going to use it. Sorry, mailman showed up for my dad, and I didn't want my dog to bark on camera, so. But no, I do like Charizard. I do like G-Max Charizard. I think it's a really cool design, really cool mon, but Sun teams in future, probably not. I'll probably pick a different G-Max or something that that does more for the team. Like, okay, maybe not. Maybe if I'm using G-Max Sun again, I'll use Charizard, but standard-wise, I'd rather use standard Charizard, but that's just me. Charizard went 6 and 5. Couple of times where I just sacked it for no reason, including versus Jake in playoffs. So, but it is what it is. It's nice to use the good boy. I've now used every form of Charizard except Yard, so Charizard Y still need to use, but that's where those two checked in. Arguably one of the bigger surprises of the season was Rotom. I didn't expect Rotom to do all that well for me, and I'm sure with a full season, with it checking in at 68, it might not have, but it went 4 and 6, which is by no means bad to me. It sucks that was my only Hasbro removal besides Stun Tank, which I never brought, but that's the price you pay when you come in after the draft and several weeks have happened already to try and get a team. But Rotom did sneakily well. I've not had a lot of success with the Rotom forms in the past. Rotom Wash, Rotom Heat are the two that I know that I've used. I don't think I've used Fan. I know I haven't used Freeze, and I don't believe I've used Mo, but it was surprising how well it worked. Base 91 speed, so it's faster than the others. Just doesn't have the power output, and most of the Rotoms don't have the power output that are necessary for them to be decent electric types, but it does work as a very good utility mon. I will look into Rotom again and explore, but for now I think it's just nice to know that Rotom's a pretty cool ghost type. Another surprise of the season, Falling. So I knew this thing was pretty good. I knew it could be lethal in the right situation. The problem is you got to get the no retreat set up. Literally, its 3 kills came from the game versus Looney when I got the no retreat off because Looney missed a Hurricane, and then proceeded to sweep. I actually didn't bring Fallinks any other game. I don't believe, anyways. I don't think I brought Fallinks to any other game. I might have, and it died, and I just don't remember. But Fallinks is definitely a fighting type that I want to look into. It has very good coverage in Throat Chop, which is a sneaky tech to beat Sylveon trying to switch in. It does get Iron Head, it gets in Headbutt, obviously Fighting Stab. So it can cover its bases very well with things that are going to try. It does get a Rock. I believe it gets Rock Slide, so it's super effective against it. Psychic, Throat Chop, Fairy, Iron Head, Flying type, Rock Slide. And after it boosts, it's pretty much faster than everything if it no retreats. So, the Marching Boys are sneakily good, and I'll definitely use them again. And yeah, they're just a really cool mon. I think it's definitely something to look out for in the future for fighting types is Fallinks. They have a good move pool. You get a no retreat up, and they kind of go into town. So definitely like them. Inteleon, on the other hand, I'm not really a big fan of Inteleon. I don't care for its design, first off. And as a Draft League mon, yeah, it's nice, it's fast, it can run Specs, it can run Scarf, it can do what it needs to do. But I literally could not get it going this season. It went 0-2, and then the kills it got were from the meme match versus Ice. Like, it got 3 banded kills. Had it not gotten those 3 banded kills, Inteleon probably goes killless this season. So, while it's a good mon, I just can't get it running right now. So, I'll probably step back from Inteleon, not look at it as the next league. Hey, I want Inteleon, but if it falls to me. But I've got other water types that I'm going to put ahead to try before I do Inteleon again. It's a weird mon. It really is. Physical special. It usually runs Specs or Life Orb. Does pivot with U-turn, but yeah. It is what it is. Then we have Ninetales and Steelix actually both checking in just inside 100. Both going 2 and 3. More mons need Drought. More mons need Drizzle. More mons need Sand. Well, not really more mons need Sand. More mons need to abuse Sand. Because Sand's kind of pretty much the same typings with the exception of Dracozolt. Whereas Rain does have a few different typings that can use it, and Sun has Heliolisk that can abuse it, and Venusaur, Charizard. Like, there's different mons that can abuse, which is why I say Sun's the most versatile of the 3. But anyways, with your choices being Torkoal or Ninetales, and then Yard when it's legal on Showdown leagues but not Wi-Fi leagues, you don't have a lot of options for Sunsetters, and after using Ninetales, I can 100% say that Ninetales is the inferior Sandsetter, or Sunsetter. It's definitely an inferior Sandsetter, but it's the inferior Sunsetter. Torkoal is so much better. It's so much more defensive. It can spin. It can set rocks. Torkoal has more viability. Ninetales does not have really anything going for it besides its base 100 speed, which Charizard is the same speed, so that doesn't help you when you try to put your speed tiers together. I don't know. I think that Ninetales is not a very good mon. Alola Ninetales is better, and I didn't really enjoy using Ninetales, but I couldn't get Torkoal, so it's what I had to do. Because my Dynamax mons couldn't set up Sun for me, so yeah, I think Ninetales is the inferior Sunsetter. As far as Steelix goes, Steelix is nice, it's bulky, it does what it needs to do. It's definitely a defensive mon, but it's not a steel type that I enjoy using, so I probably will not grab it. The only reason I actually kept Steelix this season was there was not another steel type out there that would function for me and do what I needed it to do, so I literally kept Steelix because I had no other options. I basically ran defensive Steelix the entire season, like max HP, max defense. So really, there's nothing to Steelix. Don't expect me to draft it again. I'm gonna go after different steel types. So that was Steelix. Then Alcremie and Orbeetle showing up down here as a pair. Wow, things are kind of paired together. Interesting. Alcremie is a very good mon. I've come to find that it actually can be sneakily good with Combine Store Power. It does get recovery. I wish it got Wish. If it got Wish, it'd be a lot better, but unfortunately it doesn't. It would have swept Blaze had it not got crit by the Thunderbolt, which is what really sucks because Alcremie had untapped potential. I didn't end up bringing it because the rest of my MUs did not favor it. It's got paper thin defense. Its stuff is great, but paper thin defense plus low HP means it does not take a lot of hits from physical steel types, which majority of steel types are physical. It doesn't take poison type hits very well on the physical side. So it just didn't have the chance to shine, but I think if Alcremie is put on a team that is built to deal with steel and poison types, then it could potentially be a setup sweeper on its own and shine. So I will look into Alcremie again for a fairy type. I do think it's a really cool mon. I never did Dynamax it, but I will look at Dynamaxing it in the future if I can. So because I'm sure LDL is going to keep G-maxing and Dynamaxing. They might limit it for what items they can hold, but I think it'll keep going in LDL, so that's probably where I'll get to stretch my G-max wings. Orbeetle, on the other hand, I have seen Joey and Wolfie use Orbeetle extremely well, and that's why I've tried to use Orbeetle and say, hey, I can do this. I have it in 3 Gen 8 leagues as my new Weber over Ribombee. It just doesn't do enough. It's passive. I can't get it going. I can never build the offensive one because it's got to play a defensive backbone on my teams the majority of the time. The one kill it got was because of Mirror Coat. Like, that was literally the only kill it got, was the Mirror Coat kill in playoffs. So I don't know. It's a Weber. It's got massive defense stats. It can set up with Iron Defense and Calm Mind. It gets Recover. It just suffers from 4 move slot syndrome, and it suffers from just being so passive. Maybe I'll figure it out in the future, but I just could not get Orbeetle running this season. So, or in any league that I've got it right now, I can't get it running. So we'll see. Skuntank literally came to 1 game. I used Rotom as my hazard removal. I don't really have anything to say on Skuntank because literally only used it for hazard removal. Like, that was purely what it was here for. I never needed to bring the dark type. Sorry, I just noticed there's a whole bunch of ones here and I need to get rid of them. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about Skuntank. And then Dracovish. I know everyone says Dracovish is broken. Dracovish is such a good mon. I don't really care for it. I only brought it twice. Both times, I brought it 3 times, but 2 of the times were versus Jake. The other time it just died. Dracovish, because of how threatening it is, people prep for it so hard and over prep for it. And honestly, I think that's what's going to make it really start to sink and fall back, because everybody in Draft League preps for it. It's probably still extremely broken on ladder, but everybody and their brother preps for Dracovish now. Bulky water type, water absorb, Will-O-Wisp, reflect screen, or set up reflect, do something to negate Dracovish. Like, every team usually carries an answer to negate Dracovish at this point. So I probably am not going to draft Mr. Vish again for a while, until things kind of settle down and he fades back into obscurity, I guess. Also, how long did my music stop? Properties. Oh, let's just fix this. Remove, add files, building, reset. Okay, there we go. Sorry, for some reason my playlists keep resetting themselves. I don't know why, or are not resetting themselves, but no, Dracovish, it is what it is. It's a very good mon on the ladder, but in Draft League, I don't particularly think it's that good because so many people counter prep it now. So, but that's where we sit. It was a up and down season. I'm glad I made playoffs. It sucks that I got broken down by Jake, but at least it was him. If I was going to lose to somebody in playoffs, him or Thriller, I'd rather it be those two than anybody else, because they're my closest friends that were in the playoffs. So good luck to both of them. I don't know if the season's over by the time this video goes up or not, but good luck to both of them. And I'm going to get out of here. So see you guys next time.